Personal story segment tonight. The new movie 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, is an action-packed dramatization of how American ambassador to Libya, Christopher Stevens, was assassinated on September 11, 2012. A review in the Washington Post says the movie avoids politicizing the situation, but the New York Times says the film is politically divisive. Joining us now from Los Angeles, Michael Bay, who directed 13 Hours. Any message in the film at all, in your opinion?
The message really is one where I've been fortunate enough to work with these special operators for 20 years. I've been friends with many, many SEALs, and they're an extraordinary group of people. They're very selfless, and this is a very tragic story. It avoids the politics. It gives you the facts, but in the end of the day, it's an inspirational story.
Okay, I saw the movie. I enjoyed it. A lot of action. You really know how to do that very well. I think that if you went to see it and you didn't know about Benghazi, Libya, you might be a little lost for a while because you pick it up assuming people know what the narrative is. Gaddafi falls, chaos ensues, an idealistic ambassador wants to make America, put America in a good light to the Libyan people. He takes chances, and bang, he dies. But for people who don't really know anything about Benghazi in the news, they might be a little lost.
I don't really agree with that. But listen, we've gotten amazing feedback on this movie. I've had two four-star generals and several other generals really praise the movie. And both sides of the aisle are really impressed with the movie and the emotional story that's told. Now,
the only thing that I saw that I thought was unfair to you, I don't understand the politically divisive line in the New York Times, but be that as it may. Forbes magazine, usually not crazy, came out and said that this movie would alienate people who liked Hillary Clinton and liberal people. I didn't see it that way. You didn't even mention Hillary Clinton in the movie, did you?
No, we didn't. We were just saying the facts.
Okay, so you stayed away from that because it's a movie. You want people to go see the movie. You don't want them divided up online.
Here's the thing. The politics got in the way of this great human story that happened. And this is really to honor these type of men that do this every day, that put themselves in harm's way. That's what this movie's about.
Okay, but it makes the Muslim fanatics look terrible, villainous, awful, savages. And a lot of people object to that, you know.
Well, they attacked. This is the way I was told. This book was written by the 5 guys that were there on the ground. And it was a rough hell night.
It sure was. And you depict that, as I said, very, very well. When you were directing the movie and going on the script was written by a guy named Hogan, who writes a lot of action movies. How involved with the 5 guys who wrote the book? Did you consult with them? Did they see the script and all of that?
Very, very much. Many times. A lot of meetings to know exactly what happened. A lot of stuff you see in the movie, like a guy losing a contact on the way to a gunfight. The little things we put in the movie. The jokes they said that night. The emotions that they were talking about that night. We tried to be very accurate and obviously keep it in a 2-hour movie window, but, you know.
It worked. It worked. I mean, it's very entertaining, very realistic. They cannot criticize your movie making. And the scene when they first arrive in Benghazi and they're pulled over by the militias, the Muslim militias, that I thought was the most harrowing scene when they're in the that was an excellent scene. So Factor gives it 4 stars. Mr. Bay, we appreciate you coming on.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.